change makers, and welcome to The Core, sponsored by Red Apple & Co. This is your everything education podcast. We talk about current events, books to read. We interview education leaders, hear their stories, learn from their biggest lessons, and they share what they wish you knew about what it means to be in education today. I'm your host, Dr. Kia Turner. Buckle up for small seeds of inspiration that can lead to big changes in your classroom practice. Let's take a bite out of today's guest. Hey you guys, it is Dr. Kia here at the Sprint Accelerator, actually attending an event for startup companies where company founders are sort of discussing their failures and sort of the lessons they learned from those failures. It's been a really powerful experience and to me, a way to marry both education and entrepreneurship. Anyway, as is my way, you know that while I was here, I found interesting people to talk to, one of whom is Daniel Otto. Daniel.
Hey guys.
And so Daniel actually has something of an interesting backstory. You moved here from Nebraska, where he started a business, and check it out, still runs a business in Nebraska, but you live here.
Yeah.
Look at that. Game. Okay, so why don't we start with, tell us, you guys, you know I have my questions I ask everybody, so I had to make some to go with this event. Okay, tell us what brought you to startup culture? What had you say, I want to start my own side business. I know exactly what I have to contribute, and I'm just going to go for it.
Yeah, that's a very good question.
Okay.
I think for me personally, it's something that's natural to me.
Yeah.
I've always had that entrepreneurial spirit.
Really?
So,
what was your first business?
I sold candy.
I sold crochet squares. Hey, it's okay. Everybody has something. Everybody has something.
So when I was a kid, I used to, have my little candy stand, right? So,
hey, okay.
So that was my first initial business. Now that I think about it, so in high school, I had a little Amazon business and eBay business. So,
look at you! Oh, high tech in high school. Who was doing that?
So I guess if you look back now, it was kind of like part of me, right? It always been part of me.
So when you became an adult, what made you say, here is my opportunity to launch? I'm going to do this right now. This is the time. You know, a lot of you, and you don't have to admit it to me, honey, but I know. Okay. And maybe just a lot of people I've talked to, period, struggle with knowing when to launch. When do I say to the world, I am doing something, and even if I'm not doing it full time, putting it out there? How'd you know?
Yes. More like trying to find yourself, right? Senior in college, kind of trying to figure out what it is you're trying to do for a career.
Yeah.
You get in this little mode where you kind of, I wouldn't say depression, but you have to figure out what you're doing next, right? So
because college life is coming to an end. Okay, yeah.
So you kind of dig deep. It's like, hey, okay, who am I? And, you kind of find yourself that way. And I dug really deep, and I think I found myself. I think one thing that really I benefited from was travel.
Hey, did you take a gap year, or you just traveled while you were in college?
I figured out how to kind of navigate the schedule, the college schedule. And,
there you go.
Kind of the school load and stuff like that. So, so those opportunities gave me kind of experience to explore and kind of figure out myself. Okay.
So do you have a service? Do you supply things? What do you do with this business you started?
So our business model, it's a service.
Okay.
So essentially, we are a consulting company.
Hey.
So, yeah.
Okay. Snaps to that.
Snap. I'm a snap now.
There you go.
Yeah. So we have a very broad vision right now. We've been in business for about a year, and we're developing consistently. So we started out as a career services, moved more into our operations. So we're developing that. It's coming out, the base product and services coming together, and then we have a little bit of the language translation services as well. So,
can you hit us with a website for people who need it? Because listen, if you need translation, Daniel said he got you covered. Okay, tell us.
Yeah. So you can visit www.autorecruitment.com.
There you go. OTTO.
Yep.
Recruitment.
So the base, we're a consulting firm. So the name of the business, but actually I forgot to mention, Auto Recruitment and Consulting.
Yeah.
So make sure you visit that, Auto Recruitment Consulting.
I love that. So tell us, what's the biggest lesson that you have learned so far? You're a year out.
Mm-hmm.
You've moved. He started this and then moved here to Missouri, right? So he got all this going. It was like, all right, y'all, I gotta go, but I'm still in the game with you.
Yeah,
just from Missouri.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. I think opportunity, right? You can, when a certain opportunity comes, you kind of have to weigh your options. It's like the risk and reward benefits, kind of. Like for me personally, Lincoln is always going to be home. So it's a good place to have a, business as well. Have your, imprint in the city that you feel that is part of you. So it's a way to stay connected, essentially.
So you're saying, I hear you saying that the biggest lesson that you've learned so far, and we're treating y'all like a third person in this conversation, why we keep looking at each other and looking at each other.
Yeah.
But I hear you saying the biggest lesson you've learned is that it's okay to bloom where you're planted, right? Mm-hmm. So it's okay to add value where you are instead of feeling like you have to go somewhere new. But then the second lesson I hear you saying is that it's also okay to pursue an opportunity. You don't have to feel that you can only go at entrepreneurship or side hustling, for those of you who listen to podcasts like I do, side hustle, So you don't have to just do that one way.
No, not at all. Like from my perspective, you can do. We're all I think, multi-talented. Mm-hmm. So
I like that.
We can do a variety of different things, right? Why limit yourself if you feel like you can contribute at a high level in a variety of different fields? Like if you look throughout, the community, there are people who volunteer, work. See, that's contributing to different fields as well. So.
That's a pull quote. Yeah. We are all multi-talented. Why should you only have one contribution? You better say it.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell us. Mr. Bi-State, business person. Yeah. What's one resource that you know about now that you wish you'd known about before, or that you definitely want to share with others, that you're like, this kind of really helped me figure out the direction? For example, mine's podcasts, right? Yeah. And I think I've written about this to you guys before. Yeah. Podcasts give me new ideas all of the time and help refine my thinking all the time. I have a huge list of them in my phone, and it's just going to continue to grow. What about you?
I think reading, right? Reading, and essentially, you don't have to read books, but Google, reading articles, asking questions how to do certain things, right? If you can read and kind of understand what they mean, you can almost do anything. And I guess Google is a big tool as well.
Listen, Google got everything. Google got Earth, Scholar, Street View. What do you need? Google has that, whatever you're trying to do. Yeah. I agree. So are you saying if I'm interested in the topic, let's say I want to learn how to make toy cars, that the best thing I can do is read about how toy cars are manufactured. And even if I don't choose to go to the library and check out huge books, I could perhaps Google articles on how people have made toy cars and use that as sort of a launch pad for myself. Yeah. That's dope as hell.
Google right now is how do you make toy cars? Yeah. And you can find a bunch of articles that would, you can kind of choose from there what you want to kind of do. Some are more complicated than others. Some are simple, So.
And it's free. Y'all know I love the free resources, It's free. You better get you to some Google. Okay, last question. Yeah. What is one message you want to share about entrepreneurship, about #StartUp Life? Yeah. What is one message you want to put out there to people who are curious about taking this path or people who are with you on it?
Yeah, I think, it's a passion, right? You have to kind of like what you're doing and still know. It can be hard to get your head out of the game sometimes, but I think for me, what I've learned is you got to know when to switch off, turn off certain switch, because in the startup world, once you get in the zone, you're in the zone, right? Yeah. Kind of I want to do this till I'm done. Yeah.
So I hear you saying find a balance and don't just drown yourself in it. Yeah. But I also hear you saying that you have to have passion to stick with it.
Yeah.
So he got two. Yeah. And you got two messages for us.
Yes.
Well, we appreciate you sitting down with us. Tell us, where can we catch up with you? We want to know anything more about what you have going on with Otto Recruitment Consulting Company. Do you have an Instagram, Twitter? Yes. Y'all know I do the social media shout outs. What? So go follow. Yeah. What is it?
So you can find us on, actually, if you Google us, Google. We are on Google. Look up Auto Recruitment and Consulting Auto Recruitment. You'll find us on Google. You can also find us on Twitter at Auto Recruit. And then Instagram, look up Auto Recruitment and Consulting. We're on there. Facebook, Auto Recruitment Consulting, LinkedIn.
Look at all those he got what platform do you need? They got all of them.
BBB.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for sitting down. It has been dope talking to you. All right, you guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
That's all we have for today. Thank you for listening to The Core. Wherever you are listening to us, be sure to like our show, subscribe, and share the episode that's meant the most to you. We appreciate every single one of our subscribers, as do our sponsors. We look forward to seeing you next week. You can also check us out on YouTube at Red Apple Edco. If you'd like to see more video of these conversations, we have them posted there.